Hello everyone and welcome back. Sorry about the Claude X. So looking like they had an API key. So we're just going to review meta. So what we have is I previously did some stuff with some like Hawaiian people like doing some models. And it's just going to load. A little bit of time to load. So we got all this. But it can also code, it can do art, it can do a lot of other type of stuff. Well, if not, we're just gonna do something else. And then what this is, we're just gonna add some media. So usually the first thing I like to do is do like a coding type of thing. Zuck has been working on some stuff. He's been upgrading a lot of other type of things. So we're gonna do my game engine. Add this. Okay, so it doesn't do files yet, sort of. So I can just do this. I can just copy the code. It's no big deal. Okay, Control C. Paste. See if it can do it. If not, because sometimes I do know last time it had some issues. If not, we'll just do something else. But I do know that Zuck has been doing some other like upgrades and everything, trying to improve like the llama and everything. Yeah, okay, so looking like I can actually do it. Um, so it has improved. Okay, so oh wow, okay, so look at this. Okay, so it's actually doing it. So create a separate class. So this is not too bad. It's actually making the code. Script, smart asset pipeline. Okay, so it can do it. So that's actually pretty good. Okay, so that's the coding test. So that's passed. So if anyone, so they've improved the llama, because I know that the Ollama has improved, which is fantastic. Because originally for intensive tasks like this, it would just render and spin around, and it wouldn't. It would just give you like, sorry, I can't do it. So it is somewhat of agentic. So that's actually pretty good because it gives you the breakdown right here. So below is a high-level implementation sketch that tackles all 5 overhaul points that keep each section short enough to read quickly, but include concrete code fragments so you can paste into the existing project and expand. The modular game engine, as you can see, the JavaScript, 2D abstraction layer, the usage, neural network rendering right here, the physics, and obviously the smart asset pipeline. And there we go. So that is passed. So coding test is passed. I always like to do a good coding test. I like to give it like a really, really hardcore task. Maybe a game engine or maybe like my Erica project or something along those lines. Okay, so that has passed. Okay, so can you please turn all this script into HTML5 interactive, please. Yep. Okay, so now the next step is this. Strings. Okay. Okay, so far so good. So it's passing. So we have the not too bad. Everything. So usually I would put this into Grok or something along those lines, but it can't. It has improved though. At least it has. Before like it would used to struggle. So I know how it works. Okay, so it's not too bad. So the coding test has passed. Not what I originally wanted, but it has passed. Okay, so that's a pass. Okay, so next step would be okay. So that's done. So it's not as spectacular as something like Grok or something, but it does have some sort of agenticness. So they have improved a lot of type of stuff. It is a little bit more. It's looking like it's an in between like it's not as agentic as L4, but looking like they're making the move towards it. So maybe like an L2, L3, maybe it could be L4, L5 plus. Maybe just based on that, because usually Grok will give me some more interactiveness or like Claude or something along those lines. But like it's there, it's getting there. Even GenSpark, but it has improved. Okay, next step would be can you please photo of some Christmas stuff, so I want to see if I can do this. Okay, so let's see how this turns out. Cute cat celebrating Christmas. Ooh, he's so cute. Look at that. His little sweater. Okay. So now the next step is I'm gonna get him. And we're gonna animate him. Cute. Or you can actually prompt this. Not so much sound. Some music. I'm gonna extend the animation. That's kind of it. Got some music or whatever. Okay, that's not too bad. That's cute. The models I have, I'm not too sure. Maybe see if I can load them. See if I can show you the. You can do like a couple of other things. So let's see how long this takes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I did, like Cyberpunk, and I had like a stuff with it, but yeah, I definitely had some fun. So let's see if we can load it. Load. Yeah, it's taking a little bit of a while to load, unfortunately, but so because there's a lot of stuff. So it'll load eventually, but I have them on my hard drive, but it's just kind of see if they can load over here. I can refresh the page. Yeah, it takes a little bit of a while for some reason. Yeah, it's not generating. Chrome isn't the greatest, but like I do have some of the models. If not, I can show you on a different browser or something. But like I got that. So we did that. We did some Christmas stuff. So for some reason this loads. The other one doesn't. So like another one would be like another good thing that people like most people do is so I guess make that, can you please help me plan my Black Friday shopping list. Like something along these lines. Or Thanksgiving prep meal list. So something along these lines that people mostly do, like can you help me prep this? Can you like okay, so like this would be like, so here's your Black Friday list, set a budget around $200 and break it down. Check, and then with so something along those lines. Obviously, this is just something very basic. Obviously, I would go into so can you please make it more specific and more in detail? Dive deeper, please. Just a regular. So this would be something else that people would do, like obviously right now with the holiday shop, with the the shopping and Black Friday. Like, well, in Europe they don't celebrate Black Friday, but like they kind of do, but they're weird. They're trying to copy because they're really not they've lost a lot of perspectiveness about the world. Imagine they used to be an empire too. Um, this would be kind of it more in detailed, like how to do your budget list, stuff like that. How to like how like what would like the usual type of stuff, obviously like mashed potatoes, and all this type of stuff. The list, the usual type of stuff. Christmas, Black Friday, all that type of stuff. Animation of photos, animations, kind of very similar to Grok Imagine, but Meta did do it first, but I guess their marketing team sucks. Um, so stuff like that. Make okay. So I guess another better example would be, can you please I guess a website. This is more another coding test in Rails and HTML5. Okay, so just something more general. See if I can do that. Okay, so okay, and this is the next step. There you go, boom. All this, and then that's it. Okay, go to coding, the photos, there's some animation, some documents. Let's see what the documents actually. I haven't really tested out the documents yet. So document wise, okay, so let's see something about the documents. So, I can't do the whole thing. So the upload won't work with the files. I'm not too sure what files you can add. That's the issue. So that is our issue right there. We don't really know what files we can add. So I'm just gonna see what else we can add. So I'm just gonna try something else, like maybe like this. So we're not really sure what the files that you can add to this. But for the most part, it can code certain things. This seems pretty solid. It can make cool things. Um, like I'm not the file type of stuff is I guess it's a mystery. I don't really know. I tried adding certain things. I just put usually like all files, and then like I don't know, like maybe I can add like a photo or like this. I can add like so it's not really reading them for some reason. So maybe iffy on that, but obviously if you want some like cat stuff, some Christmas stuff, like it makes really good generations. Can make a good list. Looking like it can actually code pretty decent, as you can see here. Usually it would have some problems before, but like for the most part, it seems pretty solid. And then the models and everything and all, but for the most part, it is an improvement from the previous one, but I would have to say strength wise, it's not as agentic as I thought it would be. It's somewhat semi-agentic. All in all, I'll give it around maybe an 8, 7.5, 8 out of 10. Due to the fact that it does need a little bit of work. It is really, really good with art and really, really good with a couple of other things. Coding, somewhat to a bit an ability. File management maybe needs a little bit better type of thing. Obviously, it can make you like templates for like shopping lists, all that type of stuff. Like I need this to be organized or like whatever. But like in the sense of like actual other files, file management, like adding certain files like PDFs, Word files, all that type of stuff. Well, it could maybe be a little bit better. But I would have to say overall, it's pretty smooth. It's not. I would have to say it's not really bad. But it does need a little bit of an improvement. But I have to say overall, it's pretty solid. It's a massive improvement from what it was before. I've been looking at a lot of other type of stuff. Obviously, I follow Meta on X and everything, so I'm looking at a couple of other type of stuff. What Zuck's been doing, trying to improve certain things. But at the moment, like it's a little bit underrated. It can do a couple of other decent things, but I would have to say, is it like Grok or other AIs like Asia? Not so much, but it's still somewhat of a contender. Somewhat of a contender. It does need to improve on a couple of other things, but for the most part, it's still solid. I'm not saying that it's bad. Like it might need a little bit of an improvements here and there, but for the most part, it's still somewhat solid. I wouldn't like count it out to say the least. But thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, Mr. Z signing out.